I'm Jordan Rayner, and this is the Word Before Work. Today we're starting a new 7-week series here on the Word Before Work called Redeeming Your Time. Let's read Mark chapter 1, verse 35 together. Here's what it says. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. I'm swamped. I've said it. You've said it. I think we've all said it at one overwhelmed point or another. The Bible tells us that Jesus' disciples were once swamped in a different way. In Luke chapter 8, 23 through 24, we read about how as the disciples sailed across the Sea of Galilee, a squall came down on the lake, quote, so that the boat was being swamped and they were in great danger. You know the rest of the story. Jesus got up and rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided and all was calm. This passage perfectly illustrates the core premise of this devotional series, namely that the solution to the disciples being swamped by the wind and waves is the exact same solution to our being swamped by our to-do lists and hurried schedules. The solution is found in Jesus Christ. How? In two ways. First, Jesus offers you peace before you do anything to get unswamped. Nearly every time management guru says that the path to peace and productivity is found in implementing their system. This is what we might call works-based productivity. As Christ followers, we can start with the opposite premise and what we might call grace-based productivity, which says that through Jesus Christ, we already have peace. And we do time management exercises X, Y, or Z, not to get peace, but as a response of worship to the peace we've already been given. Here's the second way that Jesus is the solution to our perennial time management challenges. Jesus shows us how God would manage his time. Now, of course, the Gospels don't show Jesus walking around with a to-do list or a calendar or a smartwatch, but they do show him having to prioritize where he spent his time, dealing with distractions at work, fighting for solitude, and seeking to be busy without being hurried. Suffice it to say that when we read the Gospels for the biographies that they are, we can see at least 7 timeless time management principles modeled by Jesus Christ, the most purposeful, present, and productive person who has ever lived. Here's the first of those 7 principles. Principle number 1, start with the Word. To redeem our time, in the model of our Redeemer, we must first know the author of time, his purposes for the world, and what he has called us to do with the time he has given us. We see Jesus practicing this principle in Mark 1:35, when, again, very early in the morning, he went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Throughout the gospel biographies, we see Jesus prioritizing time with the Father above everything else, including sleep. See Luke 6:12. We've got to do the same. But let's be honest. Making quiet times a meaningful habit can be really hard. I've experimented a ton with this practice over the years, and I've recorded a quick video that breaks down what works for me. You can watch that video by clicking the link in the show notes of this episode. Today's devotional only scratches the surface of how God's Word connects to our work. If you want to go deeper, sign up for my free 20-day devotional called The Word Before Work Foundations at twbwfoundations.com. These email devotionals are designed to help you gain a rich understanding of the biblical narrative of work, how exactly your work matters for eternity, and what those truths mean for how we ought to work today. Sign up right now at twbwfoundations.com.